Hello, peaceful parents, and welcome to today's episode. And also remember that this is the place that you have full permission to be a mess as a parent, and at the same time, accept this warm-hearted invitation from us to leave your parenting pain behind. I'm so delighted to be here with Naomi Barr. She's a wife, a mom, and a kid code teacher. And she's here today to teach you something that will give you instant relief in an upset. The strategy is called I Am That. Hello, Naomi.
Hi.
Hi. So tell me all about this one. What is it? How do you use it? And why does it give us relief?
Okay, so I am that. This is a very, very simple one, and it just takes a few seconds. So basically, anytime, for example, if your kids are having an upset with someone or with each other, and they come to you and they're accusing each other of he's being rude or she's being sassy, something like that. So you're just going to stop everyone, and you do this yourself as a parent. So you stop everyone and you boil it down to just a few words. You find out exactly what the complaint is. And for example, if it's he's being inconsiderate, then everyone closes their eyes and you think of a time. You get everyone to think of a time when they were that. So when were you inconsiderate? Anyways, very surprisingly, little kids, my 4-year-old picked this up immediately. And once they get into that space of remembering a time when they were that same thing to someone else, they don't like that. It feels yucky for them too, just probably even worse than having it done to them. So just the awareness of it, being able to see it and to kind of suffer through that, it dissolves the upset, and then it's over.
Yeah, isn't that so cool?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first time I used this, there was 4 of my grandkids. They came down into the bedroom. I was staying at my I was staying at my daughter's. And Ruby was really young at the time. I'm not sure how old she was, but they started playing on the bed, and then they started fighting, and somebody called somebody else mean. You know how that goes. And yeah. So I had never used it before, and I wondered if it would even work with them. And so when I invited them to close their eyes and see where and what it felt like when they were mean last time, and then I peeked my eyes open, there was Ruby. She had one eye open and was looking at me. And I blew her a kiss and asked her to close her eyes. And I was absolutely amazed, because in the moment that they went inward to look and see where they had behaved in the same way, in that exact moment, Naomi, the energy just completely dissolved. The mean and angry energy completely dissolved. They looked inward and they all opened their eyes. They gave me an example of the time when they behaved that way, like mean to someone else. They explained how they felt. I did invite them to say, how did you feel when you were feeling that right now, when you were feeling the time that you were mean? And they say, well, Aki, Grandma, it was awful. I felt sad. And they gave me all their explanation. And I said, and that shows us how we feel when we behave that way. But the most amazing thing to me, besides that she was so young, is that I could just really literally feel the energy dissolve, that the mean energy was gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yes. And so now that's the go-to in our household anytime there's kids, because they're for sure going to get to fighting. That's a gimme. There's no, this is true. All parents out there, this is true, don't you?
No avoiding that.
Yeah. So it's really nice if you teach your kids right away to use this strategy and dissolve the upset, and then they're right back to their nature. The other thing I would say about this one, and Naomi, I'd like your input on it also. I, to this day, invite anybody in the room to do it with us. I never, ever single out a kid. Never. If I'm with one child and that child has the upset and starts to act out, and I ask if, would you like to do a stress relief strategy right now? And they say yes, I always do it with them.
Me too. Yeah.
And I tell them, this is wonderful that you're willing to do this, because it's for you. And I know that I will have that left in me too, and I don't want that anymore. So I'm really excited we can do this together.
Mm-hmm.
Because every now and then there will be resistance. Like I've had them say, I don't want to do this, Grandma. And I'll say to them, I understand that. And because it's hard to do it sometimes because you feel like you're bad. It's, you know, you're not bad, you're honest. And you can dissolve those things that you think you're bad about. And so it's been a really wonderful strategy for working with kids. At least that's what I found.
Oh,
How
yes.
about you?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with parents?
Yeah. This one I find is just it's so simple, and it just creates such a better, you have more compassion for your kids, and then it allows your kids to have compassion for each other. Anyways, but I laugh to myself because anytime I kind of wonder how I have those same behaviors, all I have to do is listen to my 4-year-old daughter. I had no idea how sassy I was until I started doing this strategy. I just have to listen to her, and I'm like, oh yeah, I am that. I just said that like 2 hours ago to her dad. I had that same sass.
You know, that's
yeah,
such a good point that you bring up, Naomi. We all have all of those behaviors, and some are just more latent in us than others. But if we honestly go look, we will find them. And if you can't find them, just ask somebody in your family, have I ever acted like this? They'll help you.
Oh yes, yeah.
They'll tell you,
Absolutely.
yes, you did. And here's several examples. You know, so it's easier on you if you just get quiet and go look and see, where was I that, instead of resisting, because all the members of your family will be happy to show you where you actually have been that. And then here's the
They
paradox.
could just list them off.
Yeah. And the paradox is that you're not that. Your experience of the world is what it is because I'm believing something. And then I'll react to whatever it is I'm believing. And so this just dissolves all that. So I am not that. I am not any behavior. And so this is just the key to dissolving the behaviors that upset us in the first place.
Yeah. And it makes you have gratitude for your like your immediate family members, the people that you spend most of your time with, because they will show you all of those beliefs that are hidden inside you. Like they will just keep showing it to you, and you just keep clearing it.
And, you know, it says, Byron Katie says, they'll show you what's left in you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's so true. I always know what's left
Very
in
true.
at any given moment. Oh, there it is again. And you know, that's another good point. Just because, say, we worked on meanness, for example, one time, that doesn't mean meanness won't come up again, because we build these in layers and until they become the Grand Canyon, and we're super mean unless we give ourselves this gentle intervention. But it does come off, in my experience, in layers. So I'm never upset when, well, I just worked that one. I understand, okay, here it is again. There's another layer for me to dissolve. That's all.
Can you explain the Grand Canyon thing you just said?
Yeah. So, you know, we're a little kid and we see someone be mean and they get what they want. So that was a successful strategy. Now it's just a little stream. But as that same behavior repeats, the stream gets bigger and deeper. And the more times it happens over and over, where, say, I'm mean and I get what I want, pretty soon I'm the river at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. It takes a while to get out of that, because it's become a very valuable behavior to me. I think it's not really, because it's not my nature.
Right. Yeah.
So peaceful parents, thank you so much for coming on today to listen to Naomi about this wonderful strategy. You can use it today and for the rest of your life to give yourself peace. And you are invited to come on to a class on this subject with Naomi on the Kid Code website. These strategies, they work for busy parents, because you can learn this one, which she'll give more details in, and how to get deeper in the time it takes for you to have a coffee break. So thank you very much, and good luck with this. And we're always there on our Facebook page if you have any kid chaos questions. See you next time.